So, Mark, it's a share of the points against Stockport. What's your take on the game?
Yeah, disappointed really. Disappointed, you take what you get in football, you get what you deserve. I'm a big believer in that, and a point's probably a good point. But just the spells we had in the game, I think we were on top far longer than they were. But you got to give credit where it's due. They pushed us back that last 20 minutes and got their goal, so it's a point in the right direction after the results we've had. And but yeah, I think we've got to maybe get a little bit better at. Obviously, we had the last game where we scored 5 goals, really took our chances, and today maybe didn't take our chances when we got them and while we were on top. And that's the only disappointing thing. Can we get a bit of consistency with that? But the lads aren't going to score every game, and it's down to us to keep more clean sheets as a team as well. And we've not done that today, and that's the only disappointment late on.
Yeah, you touched on it there. A really strong first 45 minutes for Barnsley, particularly at 1-0 up. The Reds had quite a few chances. Is that sort of the overriding feeling that Barnsley could have had a few more?
Yeah, and like I say, I think it's one of them. Like the last game, we really took our chances, like I said, and you come into this hoping that form carries on, and we've had a couple of chances and a couple of breakthroughs on them when we could have probably, hopefully, gone on and scored. And I think if we get another goal, we put them to bed, really. And like I said, that's the only disappointing thing. You come here, it's a difficult place to come. They're a good physical side. They've been up there the last couple of years, so it's not an easy game for anyone. But I think, like I say, in large spells we were on top, especially first half. But like I say, it's a point in the right direction with the spell we had before. We've gone on a little couple of wins in a row and then got the draw in the end here. But it's just about trying to build them blocks to go forward off this. If we go and win the next few or whatever, you look back at this game in the season, it's a good point. And like I say, a lot of people come here and get rolled over, so it's probably not a bad point.
Barnsley did have to do a lot of defending in that sort of last stage. I know you've already mentioned it. I think you and Jack practically won almost everything, creating a really good partnership between the pair of you.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at that in the week. We knew they were physical. They've got 2 big lads up top. They play quite direct, so we knew we had to be up for that. And like I said, I actually felt for large spells of the game, even though they kept putting it in the box, playing forward, I thought we dealt with it pretty well. Not just me and Shep as a team. I think we were in really good shape at times, dropping on the second balls and then smoothing the game out and making it a game that we want to be. And then that last 20 minutes, it were kind of like they had the game they wanted, really. And we just couldn't find a way out of that lower block, really. And that's the only disappointing thing. And I'm sure we'll look at it and try and rectify it where we can break forward a little bit more when we're in them moments. But again, I've just said there, as a group, we're learning, and I think in other times in the past we may have crumbled properly there, and the pressure they put on, the amount of balls they played forward. So yeah, it's probably a good point in the end.
And just finally, Mark, on a personal note, we've not really had the chance to speak to you for a while. You've obviously missed a chunk of the season through injury. Back in the team now, how are you finding it in this Conor Hurricane team?
Yeah, good. Obviously loving just playing as many games as I can, and I've just said there, helping the younger lads in the team as well, and playing at side Shep. It's had a great start to the season, and great lad, great attitude. Likewise, T at the side, and Nat when he plays, and obviously Mal, great professional and ready to step in whenever. And I think that's the thing about the group. The group's a real good group, take information on really well. Everything we work on, it kind of comes out in the games. I think there's only maybe one game that sticks out in the season, the Port Vale game at home, where we've been really off it. Other than that, I think we've shown some real good patches in the season. But like I said before, it's about using these games as building blocks. You take the experience from this game and move it on, and hopefully we can, get a little bit of run in the Christmas period. There's a lot of games, a lot of players needed, a couple of cup games so people get minutes or whatever. It's about sticking together and keep learning and moving upwards in the right direction and where everybody wants to go, and that's the main thing.